profound spiritual experiences that you yourself have had? Because if someone's thinking about a spiritual journey like meditation, like, encountering, say, ghosts, or, even that's an aspect of spirituality. Have you had any larger than life experiences in your own life?
I don't think I count on those, to be very honest. To me, spirituality is about how it transforms my living,
Your daily life?
my daily life, my perspectives, my worldviews, my outlook towards relationships, my outlook towards the work I do. How does it transform that? That experience is more to me than some
Supernatural.
natural or some occult kind of experiences. Not to say that you don't have them, but I don't count on them too much.
Got it.
For me, spirituality is a life transforming journey than some occult and supernatural experiences.
Got it. So like when someone's talking to you personally, and this is because I'm a podcaster, my job is to dive deep into people's minds.
Sure.
I just feel like you have too much perspective, and I am dead sure that that's a result of a lot of reading. I'm sure you've had spiritual learnings at the monastery, but I'm dead sure that a lot of those perspectives have come straight out of not just holy books, but all kinds of books. But in saying that, let's talk about holy books. Have you read the Bhagavad Gita?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
And so, like, could you break down the Bhagavad Gita for the youth? Like, what's in that book? Why do people say that? You open any page of it and you'll get your answer. Why do people say things like that?
Sure. I think the first thing to know is let's remove the religion aspect from the Bhagavad Gita totally. Bhagavad Gita is not a religious book. It is a book which gives you the way to live, right? And the setting for the Bhagavad Gita is the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Mahabharata, where Arjun's confused, right? And Krishna becomes his mentor and gives him guidance in a way that he can now start doing what is meant to do right. So every young man or lady is going to have confusions. Every young person is going to have those dilemmas, right? To do or not to do, to be or not to be. That's exactly how the Gita begins. It begins with confusion. It begins with dilemmas. It begins with a lack of meaning, right? And then Krishna kind of guides Arjun through and empowers Arjun to make his own choices. Krishna only acts as a facilitator, right? And empowers Arjuna to understand that he is way too more powerful than the people he's going to face in the battle. It's something like the Lion King, right? In the Lion King, you have Simba. But Simba in company with Timon and who's the other fellow?
Timon and Pumbaa.
Pumbaa and Timon, kind of starts identifying himself to be like one of them. And then you have this Rafiki, that's right, Rafiki, coming to remind him and calls for his father, and his father comes and tells him that you are way more powerful than Scar. Correct? So we need, every young man and lady needs to understand that they are way more powerful than what they are going through at the moment. Their confusions are smaller than them. Their challenges are smaller than them. Their problems are smaller than them. Their heartbreaks, as painful as they are, but are still smaller than them, and they have the capacity to overcome them, those pains that they're going through. So I think that's precisely where books like the Gita help a lot, because they build in you that sense of confidence
And strength.
fortitude, that I have the power as a spiritual being to overcome everything that's going on in my life, and I have the power to be able to make the difference and that impact, because I am a spiritual being.
Can you reference like 3 big lessons from the Bhagavad Gita that stayed with you specifically?
Yes. One of the lessons that stayed with me from the Gita is a particular text from the 2nd chapter of the Gita, which talks about the summer and the winter season, right? And this particular text says that the summer and the winter season keeps coming and going every year. Seasons change. And just because the seasons change, we never stop performing our duties, right? Let's say, for example, it's Chicago and the temperatures are minus 27 degrees Celsius. People don't stop their work still. Let's say it's Delhi, it's 43 degrees Celsius. People are still on and going on with their regular life with a few adjustments here and there, obviously. So, this text of the Gita, chapter 2, tells us that we have to learn to tolerate the ups and downs and not be distracted from what our main purpose is. So, that's something that stayed with me a lot. Tolerate what you're going through. And tolerance means, like when we talk about tolerating failures and pains, we can understand. But we also have to learn to tolerate our success and the good times, because both distract us. You know, usually we only look at the negatives as distractions, but even the positives distract us from what we are meant to be doing. 100%. That's something that really kind of stayed with me. The second thing that I really kind of resonate with in the Gita is a verse from the 6th chapter which talks about the mind being a friend or an enemy to you. It depends on how you deal with the mind.
Okay.
Right? If you befriend your mind, the mind will become your friend and will empower you to do what you want to do. But if you don't deal with it rightly, then the mind will become your enemy and will lead to your downfall. I'll give you an example, very relevant to the youth, right? For example, you want to get up early in the morning to go for a jog or for a workout because you know you want to be fit. You know your days are busy, and you decide this is going to be my plan for the year 2020, correct? You set up the alarm clock to wake up early